The temperatures are climbing and so are the savings during the Honda Summer Event at Team Honda. From Accords to Pilots, HRVs to Ridgelines, get tremendous summer savings on the Honda you've been waiting for during the Honda Summer Event at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
I'm here.
You still on vacation?
Oh man, the sand was hot, but it was so fun.
It's coming in here. Where'd you go?
There's a little island off of the coast of Cancun.
Cancun. Oh, you went to Cancun.
Called
Nice.
Isla Mujeres.
Yeah,
Isla Mujeres, the Isle of Women.
Oh, really?
That's what they told me.
Okay.
That's what the locals told me.
All right, then.
And that's where I went.
That's where we went.
Flew
You
to
take like a ferry
Cancun,
over?
20-minute ferry ride to the Isle of Isla Mujeres, and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday
I
on
thought
the
he was
beach.
flipping me off.
Actually, I've never even heard of the thing, and I'm pretty good with geography. We got a couple of guys right now sitting at home like, Island of Women.
Stop.
No,
it's not
Checking
what
it
that
out. I really never did. And I was
know
in that
that.
area, too. You didn't take a cruise this time, though.
Nope. Flew to Cancun, took the boat over to
The Isle?
little ferry, the Isle,
The Isle.
and on the beach. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday was a travel day. Flew back into Baton Rouge.
It's almost
into
too
the
much
weather.
sand, man.
Smooth flight.
Good, because you were probably afraid. You know, we had this little tropical situation
Yeah, people
here.
around me looking at their phones going, you're from Baton Rouge. Is this the radar accurate? And I said, it's WAFB's app. Of course it's accurate.
Of course it is.
And it was messy, but smooth flight. If it's not really, and you'll know this, if it's not really convective and thunderstorms,
You can get through it.
rain
Big word.
is some stable air, actually.
Really?
If you're just coming into
Really?
rain, not a bump. Not a bump.
Really? Good
it
pilot.
was wonderful. Great pilot.
No kidding.
I just hate when you've got those really low clouds because
Yeah.
then, like, by the time you get underneath it, you're hitting the runway and it'll
There's
startle
the
you.
earth.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
we didn't have any clouds. It was just rain, and you could see the rain
could see the rain
flying off
whizzing
the
by.
window of the, But yeah, we were told that if it's just raining, it's pretty stable air, pretty smooth,
yeah, that's good,
as
though.
opposed to really clear air where you can.
Yeah.
I puked
Yeah.
all the way to. All the way to Jackson, Mississippi one time.
Really?
And it's funny, I walked into the FBO and the lady and man was sitting there with their suitcase waiting on a private plane, and they went, "That's bad when the pilot makes himself sick."
Well, look, man, you had me throwing up on a ride with you.
Well, that was a hurricane. We went up in the hurricane
That's
tracker.
his story. He's sticking to it.
That was a lot of fun.
But you were smart. You went in and got a bag before we took off.
Garbage bag. I'm like, you guys have any
Came
like
in
vomit
handy.
bags in here? He's like, no. I'm like, he's like, go into the bathroom. It's a garbage bag.
Yeah, but you're in the back seat of a four-seater airplane, the big plane.
Yeah, I know. They
And
call it
you're
the
out
big
there like
plane.
this
That's the
the
big
whole
plane.
time, hot and bouncy.
Yeah, I'm not saying exactly. No, it wasn't the pilot at all. It's just my stomach decided to be a problem.
We were yellow lining it. There's green, yellow, and red. You don't want to get your plane into the red because that's when you fear structural damage and things like that. I was yellow, red right there all the way back to the
All the way
airport.
back.
Yeah,
The
I'm
guy
like,
goes,
I'm done.
2 kilo golf, confirm you're a 172.
The guy in the tower, he's hearing me in the background. All right, we'll give you priority landing. Go ahead, come on in.
Any runway, your choice.
And I'll tell you that.
have you ever gone up with him since that?
I have not.
I scared him to death.
There's never been an opportunity.
Now look, the footage of that, I think.
We continue to run that for a
Yeah,
decade.
but that was the first time they did contraflow.
No, it was the first. It was the year before they began. It was Ivan. It was 04.
So they
and
hadn't
so
even
it was
begun
locked
contraflow.
up. That's why they're like, we're going to put you up on the plane with a guy named Johnny Asian. I'm like, yeah, okay, better. And so it was just that traffic backed up from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. People stuck for 12 hours.
Wow.
And like, okay.
Solid.
But yeah, we used that footage for damn near a decade.
And
then
then next year they
contraflow
did the,
kicked in with Katrina,
Yes.
and then Rita and everybody. So
Yeah, I
anyway.
was like,
Anyway.
I was looking on those weather maps this week while I was on the beach in the sunshine. going,
stop.
They got a hurricane down in Baton Rouge. And I went,
God.
wait a minute, I'm flying back into that.
Well, this time of year, anywhere you go in the Gulf, you're rolling the dice a little bit. I mean, I'll admit.
Always.
Yeah.
It was a good deal or I wouldn't have done it. Because July, August, September, I don't take vacations like that.
We have to.
You can't.
It's summertime. There's
I know.
kids. That's
Yeah.
when you have to.
Yeah.
And so to your point, you're taking a risk, and we'd be running up north to visit my wife's family for a while, and I'd be staring to your point. All right, let me give you that 2 week outlook, that month's outlook, that long range. And yeah, you roll the dice. Hey, roll the dice. You guys going somewhere?
Yeah, we're going to Vegas.
Look at you!
But at least the good thing there is, there's not going to be anything tropical.
That's very true.
I mean, it doesn't take a meteorologist. I know it's going to be hot and dry, like 110 every day. And then you'll get that debate.
How long are you
But
there
it's
for?
a dry heat. I will be there for a few days.
You going to the Sphere?
I think so.
yeah.
We're not seeing a show there, but I'm a little bit nervous about it. Like, you know, in IMAX, sometimes I get a little queasy. I don't know if I can handle that sphere.
Times 10.
I know.
It looks
That's
awesome,
like on
though.
steroids.
My brother was at the U2 concert when it was opened up.
He was at, and that was the first. That was, I'm sure that
it was amazing. The video he sent me was just, I'm like, this ain't real.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
They got stuff to do. We were just talking about Summer League. The Pels are wrapping up there.
Wrapping up.
Yeah, they've got
wrapping up.
the WNBA team out there.
Yeah,
That's
the
an
Aces.
idea.
Never
and
know.
just comedians and magicians
So
galore.
much stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to lose money in Vegas without ever going into a casino.
Without going into a
That's very
casino.
true.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So while you're here, still with us, can you take us through the day, the forecast? What are we looking at?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have pockets of heavy rain again off and on throughout the day. We're relatively quiet right now, so that's good. We're mostly cloudy, but I think those mostly cloudy skies can kind of help us today, sort of the way they did yesterday, as they really held our high temperatures in check. So right now we're starting at 76 degrees, similar to yesterday. The radar's not filled in yet, but I think it will slowly but surely. We only made it up to 87 degrees yesterday, and by the way, that was just for a couple of minutes. We spent the majority of yesterday in the lower 80s. That's a big part of the reason why. This is actually the past 48 hours. So this is yesterday plus the day before that, and the rain amounts vary significantly. That's going to happen with tropical moisture. Anything in green, that was 1 inch. Anything in yellow, that was 2 inches. And then there's actually not too many towns and cities in this purple bullseye. I would say Pierre Part, and just off to the south of Pierre Part was that big bullseye. They recorded an estimated 7 to 8 inches of rain. Not too shabby. That's a lot of rain in a small amount of time. Needless to say, we still have the flood watch in effect for most of the area. It excludes the extreme northern part, and that's going to be in effect until late Friday night, bookending at 1 o'clock in the morning Saturday. So now that circulation almost on top of us, and now making its way off to, I would say, towards the north and west. That's kind of the center right there, and you can see some of the showers, that rain shield that moved through yesterday, and now on the back side of the low, we start to bring up and dredge up that Gulf moisture for a couple of tropical feeder bands. So that's what the graph is showing, and I think it's doing a good job picking this up. We're going to see brief heavy downpours from time to time. I would say late morning going into the afternoon is probably the best bet, but the models all seem to hint that by the time we get after 6 p.m., by the time we get to the evening, the radar should actually quiet down and settle down a little bit. For today, there's still that lingering level 2 risk. That is a slight risk category for excessive rain. And then for tomorrow, Saturday, we'll knock it down to a level 1. And then on Sunday, we'll get rid of it altogether because Sunday's looking like a nicer and drier day. How much additional rain are we expecting? I would say a general additional 1 to 2 on top of what we've already had, and then maybe an additional 2 to 4 towards the coast. Locally heavier amounts will be possible. Obviously, heat is not going to be a thing today. It certainly wasn't yesterday. But as we go Sunday, going into early next week, as the rain chances go down, forecast highs come back up, and the heat is going to return big time. All right, so for today, we don't have to worry about heat. We're going to be in the mid to upper 80s, and we'll go with about a 70% chance, bit better of a chance in the afternoon. Then for tonight, I really think your Friday evening plans will be okay. We'll drop it off to about a 20% chance, overnight low in the mid 70s, but keep the rain gear handy, not only today, but keep the rain gear handy tomorrow too. I would say your outdoor plans are better served on Sunday with a 30% down all the way to 20% Monday and Tuesday. It's about the best we're going to do this time of year. 7:10, now 7:11. Johnny A., how are the roads?
Well, let's take a gander at the roads. Not bad at all in the Baton Rouge area. The I-12 situation's no longer an issue. Had a crash on I-12 westbound between the Amite River Bridge and O'Neill Lane earlier. All of that's open. No real significant backups at all. Drive times right now coming in from Gonzales, 15, 11 from Denham Springs, which is back to normal, then 3 to 4 to the downtown area, very light traffic. Over the weekend, we're going to have a closure on a pretty significant road. It's going to be a little closure. Rosedale Road, Highway 76. Goes from Rosedale, Gross Tate, and it's a great cut through when the interstate is all messed up coming from the Gross Tate area. And right here at LA 415, Rosedale Road's going to be closed starting at 7 o'clock tonight. Right there, they're going to do some overlaying and some pavement work right there, and that's going to be closed right there. You can access Rosedale Road, you just can't go all the way through it off of Highway 415. 415 should be unaffected. Starts at 7 tonight. 7:11 is our time right now. You're watching WAFB 9 News Now. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
Hey, real quick before you get going, it's almost back to school time. Going to be here before you know it. Got a back to school event of sorts going on. Let's take you to Scotlandville. Have a look at the back to school giveaway. You see those young men right there on the bottom of your screen? Every one of them from the Baton Rouge area going to be back at Scotlandville High for a bit of a back to school event, noon to 4 o'clock today. Hit the website WAFB.com, your 9 News app, to find more information and actually more back to school events. Speaking of that school, the back to school, we were actually chatting with Matt Venezia this morning. He was live over at St. Vincent de Paul. WAFB and the good folks there teaming up again for the, of course, uniforms for Kids Drive. Got to make sure these kids have the uniforms they need before that first day of school. All the drop-off locations right there if you have uniforms. Obviously, the monetary donations help as well. That can be very easily done. All the information waiting for you right there. Speaking of great causes, big event going on tomorrow. Caleb Strong, of course, you know what we're talking about right here, Sergeant, dealing with some big-time medical issues right now. Look at the run time on this at Locals Bar and Kitchen in Central. They're going to run it from 11 Saturday morning to 2 Sunday morning, nonstop. I mean, all the auctions and live music and karaoke, all to benefit him and his family.
It's a real big window, so no excuses there.
Exactly.
Get out.
Double think things like when the wreck happened and he was hit, they said non-life-threatening injuries, but that doesn't mean he's got a long road to hoe.
Yeah, well, already some major surgeries, and we've talked about that, what he's already lost. But if you can help, a great opportunity. We'll see you in 5 to 10.
This summer, there's more to move you at Team Mazda. From the versatile Mazda CX-50 to the bold Mazda CX-90 to the best-selling Mazda CX-5. Find special summer savings and save thousands right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.